Yo, 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 it is Whizark. Welcome back to another Whizark discussion post where I talk about random stupid stuff that no one actually cares about. And not only that, get no views on it. No one's going to watch this. But, to put it simply, I want to remain consistent for algorithm. Man, I can't speak English. Why do I even talk? Point being is I want to stay consistent for the algorithm. I have nothing really ready to post, and a discussion post is just very easy to make. And not only that, it is something that I kind of want to talk about and vent about. And which, by the way, I copied this idea from my man CGMB Caleb. His music sucks ass. Listen to it on Spotify. He'll even say the same thing. His music sucks.
Vocal recording isn't good. I'm not a good singer. I have a naturally nasally voice. My mixing sucks. Matter of fact that I think the project sucks. I will die on my grave saying that. This person slept with the 6 or 7 minute fuck ruminates.
But anyways, today I wanted to talk about sort of, and I know everyone has probably seen this online, that sort of shift into not discussion, but Grindset culture that we kind of see, and I feel like it's something that's very easy to kind of fall into. And what I mean Grindset culture is kind of like you gotta push for something, you gotta keep working, you gotta set goals. And that also kind of relates to my last not my last discussion post, but the one before the last one of New Year's resolutions are dumb, where I sort of go into talking about setting goals, setting realistic goals, things that you want to work towards, and how a lot of people want to better themselves, but set either too high of goals or are unrealistic about how they're going to achieve them and aim a little bit too high. And I feel Grindset culture kind of goes into a very similar route with that, where kind of it's like the Grindset culture of, oh, you gotta keep working, you gotta get stronger, you gotta get smarter, you gotta you can have basically no time for free time, always be on your own, working in the shadows, grind baby, grind, go work out, go to the gym, all this and that. And honestly, it's not a bad mindset to have. I think that working hard towards your goals is actually a very important thing to do. And also, just having sort of a dream that you want to do. Of course, something, realistic. Maybe not oh, I'm going to, rule the world, become the president, or whatever the fuck. Although, for example, Markiplier, apparently he could have, ruled North Korea, according to his mother. So, and he made Iron Lung. That, by the way, banger fucking movie. I'm going on a tangent. But point being is setting, realistic goals and working towards them. And I think the Grindset sort of goes into that, but I feel it kind of ignores general psychology and how we work mentally as humans, at least how I kind of work in my experience. And of course I've done a little bit basic ass psychology, a whole thing of doing studying and working. You have to do it in chunks, not constant grind, in order to avoid getting burned out. Or even, you might not really get burned out if you actually enjoy the activity, but at the same time, I don't think that is completely true either, as I think doing one thing constantly, you'll either find it to become monotonous or get burned out on it anyways, even if you do like doing that thing. At least that's kind of been my experience. And I've sort of, the point being is that I've sort of been falling into that sort of trap as well of gotta keep grinding, gotta keep working. And especially now, I know it's not a New Year's resolution. I think, again, it was just my mindset sort of shifted around the same time of the new year, where I wanted to work on stuff. So I'm going for IT, specializing in computer networks. So connecting computers, routers, switches, servers, stuff like that. And I've wanted to work towards my next certification. I have a couple certifications in the field already. And so I wanted to work towards the next one, especially because that's an entire different topic here in a video that I wanted to go into, where I feel like my college education has been failing me. I feel like when I was going for my lower degree, I actually learned more and did a lot more in those classes than I am doing now a bachelor's university level. And I'm about to be a grad student doing senior level classes. Well, I'm not about to be a grad student. I'm about to graduate. I'm about to be a graduate. But not a student. I don't think I'm going that far. But point being is I'm about to graduate soon, and like I don't feel like it's covering enough content, and it's hasn't even really gone that deep into the network side, and most of my peers seem to be at a lower level as well. And I think I have a little bit of an advantage, although I'm a little rusty because it's been a couple years since I was actually studying for these different certifications. That's why I kind of want to go at a further level now. But I've been kind of falling into that grind set where I've been leaving little time for actual like just personal activities, just personal fun. Like for example, looking at my Steam account, I believe I only have like maybe 15 hours past 2 weeks or something, and I used to play all the time, but kind of fell out of that. Kind of fell out of playing games. The only game that really caught my eye, got me playing recently was Silksong, and I kind of just had the realization of like what the fuck am I doing there? You know, of the idea that okay, I gotta keep grinding, I gotta keep working. Why is that? And it's due to that feeling of, I guess, missing potential, as I know that I can do a lot more, go a lot further if I work harder. And in fact, I don't really think I've ever really tried at much of anything, and I've still seen moderate success, at least like academics wise, like moderately, like do good, do better than the average person, put in little effort, especially compared to probably the average person. But point being is of like that sort of feeling that I could be doing more has gotten me to where, okay, I need to actually start putting an effort into something here. And I've sort of realized in that effort of how low it just makes your energy levels and how low it just makes you mentally. Where like I was like last week, for example, constantly like every moment I was basically, all right, I need to hit the books, I need to read for this, I need to, practice the questions, I need to just keep study, take a break to like work out or something. But that was it. That was like all that I was focused on. And it mentally was just destroying. And in fact, I think because of that as well, I didn't retain as much as I should have. And it's not even that I don't like what I am studying or what I am doing, because I like this field. Would I say it's like my passion or like I'm in love with it or anything? No, but I do enjoy what I get to do, and I have fun when I'm actually doing it. Of course, reading material, stuff like that is very dry, especially like this is pretty like, well, I'd say some of it's technical. Other stuff I feel is pretty common sense. But again, I'm also at a different level compared to other people and understand a good bit more of it. So to me, it's not really that hard or that deep. But like, point being is, I was sort of following that track for a while here this year. And I'm only kind of coming to the realization of I need to slow down and just chill out a bit, right? Because I think constantly being in a grind, that's just gonna make you like, okay, you'll get better, you'll go further, sure, but is it actually going to fulfill you or make you happy? I'm not fully sure. If anything, I was getting a lot more like easily angered, more like frustrated, I feel, and I kind of realized I need to take a step back and just do a little bit at a time, chill out, no need to rush. And maybe that is even why, like, for example, like a lot of these certifications and everything, one of them I'm going for a couple right now. One of them I'm going for right now. You can get like couple weeks, whatever. It's not that hard, but especially if you're more familiar with a lot of the concepts. But like, why do I need to just rush through it? take my time, do a little bit at a time, and I feel I'll be a lot better off with it. So, yeah, I don't know. It's just sort of how I feel about the, like, grind set idea of constantly need to be working on something. Like, no, you really don't. And in the end, as well, I guess a lot of people will say, like, it's not really a grind if you enjoy it. As I enjoy aspects, but constantly being, like, surrounded and enveloped into one thing, eventually you're either going to lose interest or, like, just not want to constantly deal with it. I mean, like, for example, let's say, like, with, like, chefs or something like that. They go home, they don't want to cook. They don't want to cook. They don't want to think about work. When you make it, like, a work thing, you really aren't going to love it. And I guess that they say you have to grow to love it, but at the same time, I don't know how well that actually works for people. But again, the thing about all of this anyways is that this kind of depends on the person and who they really are. And for me, I sort of realized that ideal and mindset does not really work for me. And I think that's okay. There's no problem with that. Now, one of the things that I actually, though, want to focus a little bit more on is this channel. I was actually, I'm gonna like pivot away from it for a moment, just talk about the channel a little bit, and we'll close off here. But like this channel, like I actually enjoy the videos and video making. Like for example, that Silksong video. Of course, I don't think the video is perfect or anything. It, like, you know, 20 minutes long. Like, well, not 20 minutes long, but like the first 20 minutes of the video I feel could have been a little bit quicker, more chopped up. I think there's a lot of unnecessary time there. Of course, I think it was like kind of necessary, as it kind of shows what I go through, like, before, like, actually getting to anything. And I think that's fine to show a little bit of the exploration before getting to the meat of the video. But I still feel like it could have been a little bit quicker, could have made it a little bit faster. And also, I need to stream more, and I think I'm going to move to streaming. I'm going to try and go for 3 days a week. Yeah, 3 days a week. I for some reason thought I said 3 weeks a day or so. I thought I flipped my words there. But I'm gonna try and go streaming more. I want to post more content, and again, I want longer content. I think the next video I'm gonna work on right now is a Guilty Gear video, which is, well, like a fighting game. I had really tons of fun playing, and so I think that video will be fun. I don't know how long it's going to be. And I think it's going to be the next video, maybe out in like a week or two. I have to get to work on it. I started a little bit, but you know, that one's going to be kind of a new experience in terms of like editing and what I want to do with it. So we'll see how long that takes. And that's the thing too. I don't want to view this as like a grind or anything, and I want to enjoy it. And I think like the Silksong video, once I started doing that, like I feel I have an issue oftentimes just starting when it comes down to like YouTube videos and working on stuff. But then when I'm actually doing it, no problem. I actually enjoy doing it. Like, again, the just Silksong video, even like this video, I'm enjoying just yapping, whatever. But it's not like a grind or anything. I don't get really burned out on it. In fact, the Silksong video, I feel like I worked on that for like hours at a time, and like was just having a fun time, and I was really proud of what I was able to make there. So, point being is that I don't want to make this into sort of that grind, and I don't want to feel burned out or in that way with this channel. And obviously, like, I have videos and everything where I've made them, and I'm like, okay, I had fun making that. They didn't really take off. Oh, well, like, the repo video, I was sitting on that repo video for, like, so long, and it got 8 views. And like, I get it. I didn't give like a thumbnail. I didn't really try with anything. But I thought it was a pretty funny video. I had fun with it. I don't know. I didn't add any like background track or anything though. I probably should have. Next time I will. But yeah, no. That's kind of about it. TLDR. Don't really fall for that trap. I get a lot of people may get that mindset of they have so much more potential, so many more things that they could be doing. But yeah, chill out sometimes. All right, just take things slow. It doesn't really matter. And like, especially if you already have a busy schedule, you don't need to just keep like working outside of that. I already have a pretty busy schedule myself. Like, I'm basically either going to classes or I'm working, and those aren't like short shifts either. I'm working like mostly like 10-hour shifts. So like I'm always doing something, and I feel like that also fulfills me a lot more to always be working on something and always be working, making money, or furthering my education. But at the same time, you gotta have a break. You know, I feel like that just goes without saying, and that's very simple. Like, constantly improve, work towards your goals, but don't make it the only thing that you're doing, or else it's just gonna kill you on the inside mentally. But yeah, that's really about it for this discussion post. Watch CGMB, listen to his shitty ass music. Peace.
Adios.